Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So today we got some pretty cool stuff to be working on and some progress to continue on for the car that I started working on at the shop yesterday. But I want to start this video off with something pretty cool that I just bought, so let me show you. I'm sure a lot of you guys like to do the same, but I for one really love supporting my friends because, you know, supporting from those that are around you and, well, close to you in that sense means a lot. I mean, it's really awesome to have strangers help you, which is 99% of the way it goes. But supporting friends is what I personally like to do where I can. So that includes supporting their business. And in this case, my boy Zosh obviously has his brand is Zosh MFG. So you already know he released these shift knobs recently. And I was on my trip. That was when I was in Tail of the Dragon, so I was worried because when he was dropping them, I was going to be out of self-service, but the day he dropped them, I happened to be on the road, and I had service. So I was able to get the last one, as you can see, number 24 out of 24. So I was just going to unbox this thing really quick and give you guys my little review on it, and then we'll slap it in really quick. Alright, so right off the bat, opening this thing up, super nice quality packaging for as simple as of a product as this is. So I don't know if you can see in there, there's like this torn up paper, looks really nice. And then number 24 to 24, and he even wrote on the flap over here, SD Fab Gang. So shout out Zosh for supporting as well. And then we got the business card in here with a discount code. But as for the shift knob itself, super nice. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but well, the laser etching on his insignia right there, it's really nice. And it weighs a lot, honestly. Like, I have a weighted Skunk 2 shift knob in the S2000 right now, and this definitely feels like it weighs quite a bit more. So there's really not much to, I guess, unbox for a shift knob. So it looks fantastic, it seems really good quality, and I'm just stoked that he made like a really nice one, because like I love the teardrop shape personally. This is what I've been waiting for. So the only reason I didn't buy a Dragon spec one is Mark was gonna, I think, eventually get one of those done. So I'll buy one of his too whenever, you know, they finally come out. But if it ain't this style teardrop, I don't like it. I mean, the one that's in here came in with the car, so it's just like a normal style weighted shift knob. But that's just me. Everybody has their preference. So I'm gonna go grab a wrench really quick and we'll slap this thing in place and see how it looks. Alright, so directly comparing the knobs, they're actually about the same weight. So I don't have a scale, so I can't show you like ounce for ounce, but Zosh's feels pretty much just as heavy as the Skunk one. So the Skunk may actually just be a teensy bit more, but either way, Zosh's definitely has some really good weight to it. So I don't need that bottom nut because this one just threads straight on, and it's got the deeper piece here, which I really like because then it tucks more into my shift boot here. Bam. That just looks so good. It just looks so good in there. So shout out again to Zosh. If you guys want to support him as well, you can obviously go find his stuff at Zosh MFG. Go give him a shout on the YouTube as well if you don't already follow him. But yeah, so anyway, that was my heel hitting my side skirt. It scares me every time. But yeah, let's get down to the shop. Let's get some work done. We got a really sick car at the shop I think you guys will enjoy. So as you guys can see behind me here, this is the car that I was talking about. So we also got one more car to the left here, but we'll worry about that in a little bit later videos because this one is the main goal right now. These are both very, well, not very big projects, but they're both pretty big projects for me. So this one, we are doing a full custom 3-inch downpipe to a transitioning to like an oval midsection exhaust, transitioning to like normal 3-inch piping out the back to the current vibrant muffler that's on the car now. So it's definitely a really cool build. Like I don't even know, I don't want to know how much money this guy's got in this car. I mean, It's got the Workmeisters, it's got the SR20, I'm pretty sure it's built. It's got the new Garrett 2550 turbo. It's got the bolt-in roll bar, which we will also be adding a provision for a bolt-in harness bar. It's got all the wheel wood set up for the brakes, the DHPA kit front and rear, as well as a second set for the hydraulic e-brake. This thing, like, the list just goes on and on. This car is just built right. The dude did not spare any expenses. And so, yeah, I already got some work done to the downpipe, so let me show you that. And then, yeah, the car is just so good, so awesome. This car is definitely one of the, if not the cleanest / coolest car I've had in my shop. So I love every bit of this car. I've already modified this charge pipe for him before, and not in the shop, he just brought me the piece, but this belongs to a buddy of mine that I met through another S2000 guy out here that I went to the track with. And yeah, I mean, this guy obviously spared no expense. So I don't know anything about the Nissan community or much of the Toyota community, but I know that this is some good money stuff. So, I mean, you got a bunch of Chase Bay stuff, Chase Bay's power steering, Chase Bay's oil catch can, you know, AN fitted radiator hoses. You got all the anodized aluminum pulleys for everything, even the thermostat housing. You got the fuel rail. Like, the color choice has been excellent. He's got all sorts of bracing on the car. He does have that giant 3-point aluminum strut brace over there. I just took it off, you know, so I could work in here. He's got fender bracing. He's got the shock tower bracing. He's got the strut brace. He's got the roll bar. He's got the widened front fenders. And to match it, he's got the wider quarter panels too, with like all the matching hardware. He's got carbon fiber rain guards. I don't know how well you can see the weave, but carbon fiber cowl, paint matched carbon fiber hood. Like, this dude did not spare any expenses. But the reason that we're here is because he did just get this brand new turbo on here. So this whole car he's had running for a while, I believe. So he drove it here, but he did swap out from a larger size turbo down to this 2550, I believe it is. So obviously with changing the turbo, that changes everything. Exhaust wise. So that's what we're here to do. We already, like I said, started building the downpipe. I'll have to get a light in there, but I'll pull this piece off since I have to continue on with it anyway, so you guys can see it. But yeah, so we spent about 5 hours yesterday getting the downpipe to reach right in front of the steering shaft, because there's just so little room to work with. It's like I'm working on my Miata again, but I really enjoy the challenge. It's fun, and it's a very cool piece to be a part of itself. So yeah, I'm going to continue working on this thing for today. Again, this is a big job, so I don't know how much of it I will actually be filming, like, work-wise, because I want to be able to get this thing just taken care of. And also, the car does have side skirts, but I took them off so I didn't damage them because they are fiberglass. They're over there on the cart. But dude, I really can't get enough of this car. Like, it's so sick. I can't imagine how fun this thing is to drive. So I think it made around 400 wheel. I can't remember what the guy was saying. Oh, and then also for the harness bar, you can see everything else in here is like bolt-in. So he wanted me to add a bolt-in harness bar. So I ordered these pieces, the little tube ends that turn into that. I think it's called a clevis. Yeah, so I ordered those. I'm waiting on those to show up. So in the meantime, we're finishing the downpipe, hopefully today, and then we're going to try and build the exhaust. So he did supply all the equipment that I needed, or all the material. So we've got a bunch of stainless pipe here, a bunch of stainless bends there. The oval is in there. So the oval is more for this midsection. You can see it hangs pretty low down here. So he wanted to try and tuck the midsection up with just oval. So hopefully there's minimal bends, because pie cuts with the oval is just going to be a huge pain in the butt, especially without a cutting jig. So trying to measure all that and figure out the angles, it's a process. So hopefully that's just mostly straight down there. But yeah, let's get cracking on this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and drink my protein milk, because, you know, protein time. But I am just too stoked to be able to be a part of a cool car like this. Like, this is the customer base that I want. Don't get me wrong, I love Hondas, but I want to expand my knowledge and my skills into other cars like this. But also, this is one of those guys where it's like, here's a whole bunch of crap, just let me know what the bill is when it's done. Instead of fighting with people to, you know, even finish paying for their stuff, or arguing about payments, or like, oh, what do you charge this much? Or, oh, well, so-and-so charged me this much, or the exhaust shop up the street charged me that much. It's like, I hate to say it, but the majority of the Honda community doesn't respect your time or your value, or understand what a lot of stuff like this costs. Like, I mean, this dude in material alone, he's probably got $400 or $500 just in piping, and then my labor, and then, yeah, it's just guys like this, absolutely awesome. And this Mustang here, same type of person. So I'm just stoked. That's the customer base that I'm trying to work my way into, and we're slowly getting there. So yeah, let me pull this downpipe off really quick and kind of show you what we're working with. So I don't know how many of you guys do work like this yourselves, but if you don't, one of the best things I can advise you to get, because I only work with V-bands unless customer supplied flanges. So V-bands are just quicker, more efficient, but prototyping, like building stuff where you got to take it off and on a million times is really tedious with V-bands doing the clamps unless you get these. So this is one that came with the TIG Aesthetics kit, I believe. So it's just like a eyelet bolt like that, whatever you would call that. And it's just really quick and easy to take on and off. So I love it for mocking up purposes. But look at what we got so far. That looks pretty good though, right? So this piece here, like I said, I spent a good 5.5 hours on. So it is all fully purged out and everything too. So I just wanted to make sure I had this piece built. Now this ends right where the steering linkage sits. So it's coming down like right here. And the reason I need to get that done is because, again, the tight area. So now from here I can build on going downward to try and get to the bottom of the frame rail, but I got to get the car up in the air to take the exhaust off. But yeah, this is looking pretty darn sweet so far. I'm loving it. I do have to finish well on the V-bend, because by the time I got done doing all this piece was cooking, so I didn't want to bother doing it last night. But yeah, we're looking good. I just got this thing up in the air, and I'm looking at trying to get the exhaust taken down, and I just want to show you guys really quick visually why people like me charge what we charge. And again, I'm not that expensive. I charge $80 an hour for labor plus consumables and then material, and you really get what you pay for when it comes to exhaust shops and stuff. And I pride myself, and I show, and I make sure people understand the difference, that when they come to me for example exhaust work, that they know, I mean, this guy already knows, but that the people know that I am not a muffler shop, I am a fabricator. So let me show you really quick what you get when you go to a muffler shop if you're looking for quality. So you can see that's where my dump pipe, or the down pipe, is coming. Dump pipe is right there. Going to try and avoid that, see if we can not have to touch that. But right off the bat, immediately touching the floor, like tight against the floor, all the way from here to here, and then come back. You got a little bit of space here. And then, you know, good mandrel, well, yeah, good crush kind of bends, I don't know. It's just aluminized mild steel. But then I was looking at where the hangers are placed, and let's see if the camera will pick it up. Try and focus in on that. So it may not look like much on camera, but that's a bolt, which is fine, but that's a tack weld holding the bolt locked. So I don't know who did that, but then they also went and welded that side of the hanger to the floor of the car. So now that's just a lot of extra work for me to have to try and grind all that crap off, because I don't want to leave that up there for the guy. And then you're hitting sway bar right up here. So definitely hitting sway bar. And then you come back up here, you know, muffler's in a good spot. But now, how am I supposed to work with that? I'm going to have to try and cut that off and like recreate the end cap of this muffler. But then you come up here and then, okay, so this hanger is normal. I just got the bolt up there. But yeah, so this is what you get when you go to a muffler shop. And, you know, that's fine for some people. They just want the cheap $200 muffler job. But mind you, that $200 muffler job comes with work like that. Not saying that these welds are necessarily bad. I mean, MIG welds on aluminized mild steel always welds kind of funky. And you're not paying for the weld in this case so much as you're paying for the cheap material and the cheap time and such. So yeah, this is just a visual representation of what you get when you pay for, or what you whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Junk, all of it, complete junk. All right, I got the exhaust off, and I just finished cutting / smacking off this hanger, so just don't be that guy. I got the downpipe coming to the bottom side of the car now. So you can see, obviously, it's coming out right there. So the issue that I just ran into, though, is now that I've made it this far, it's time for the V-band, but the V-band doesn't fit because the floor is very unlevel here. So now, looking, I'm going to have to put the V-band somewhere back up here a little bit, right before the flex pipe. So now I got to chop this, I got to drop this, and then chop this somewhere in the middle here. And then that'll also push this down about a ½ inch, the thickness of this. Or yeah, about a ½ inch, 3/4 inch. So then that'll get this away from the floor just a little bit, because there's like this little hump right here that I'm worried I'm going to hit anyway. So I'm going to go ahead, drop this again, add the V-band, and then assuming that's all good, then I can finish welding this all up, and then the downpipe is completely done. Got this separated now. Now I just finished welding. This is the bottom half. and it's looking pretty good. So I think it's okay. It's kind of okay to touch down here. So definitely very hot on the top side, but let me show you quick. So we go ahead and touch it there, and yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're still close to the floor, but the next piece I have is the oval transition, so it just makes just enough room to clear this. So yeah, we're looking pretty darn good. So since this piece is all welded, I gotta drop the top half now and finish welding that up. And then the downpipe is done minus the O2 bung, which I just gotta figure out where he wants it, if he wants it in the downpipe or if he wants it in the exhaust portion. But yeah, progress. After quite a long day and quite a few distractions, I had a lot of people in and out today, which is fine, but the downpipe is finally done. So I just finished adding the O2 bung, and I just tacked on one of my badges right up front there, as you can see that. So this thing's all done. It's all welded. Top half is all purged. Bottom half here, all welded up, ready to go. So I can finally put this on the car. Well, for me, for the final time. He's going to get it Cerakoted, which is, we were both agreeing it's a shame hiding all the, you know, all the color and everything. So it's not as bright as some of the colors should be, because still working on, you know, the gas stuff and, you know, figuring all that out. But I'm so stoked on it. It looks so good. So yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. We're not too far into this video, so I'd like to be able to get the exhaust done as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day, and then we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow where we can start pushing forward through and getting the exhaust started up. So we'll see you in the morning. Alright guys, we're into day 2 now. I just got here down to the shop, and I'm looking, I just put the downpipe back on, bolted the bottom half up, and I'm mocking up the straight section now. It's going to be a little bit tricky, so I've kind of just taped it together right here for the transition joint, and then I've just hung up the oval section here, and I'm kind of trying to eyeball and figure out exactly where I want this all to go, because I really don't have much material to work with. It looks like a big stick of oval, but it only goes so far, and we're not trying to do everything oval like I mentioned. We're just doing the midsection, but pretty much, let me show you what I'm working with here. So ideally, I'm going to have it super close to that. I mean, I don't think that's going to touch there, because then it's close to the floor there. So I may be able to scoot it inboard that way, just like a tiny bit. But basically, I need to trim it or cut it somewhere probably right around here, and then try and angle that to come back to this area, because then we can transition around, because the majority of the issues he had with that exhaust was the midsection there, and it was just really low. So yeah, I'll figure something out. I think that's probably going to be the best bet, is chop it somewhere right around this hanger area here, and that'll kick it this way. I have to find the angle. I'll have to get my angle finder out and try and measure that, but I only get really one chance to cut that unless I use this end to make a couple pie cuts to get more of an angle, because when you cut something at an angle, like a long angle, you lose quite a bit of its shape. So I don't know if the same concept applies to oval pipe as it does round, but guess we'll find out. Alright, so after playing with that, I got the cuts and stuff, and it worked out perfect, but the only issue we ran into now is it's just not long enough. So I texted Yusuf, the owner. He just ordered some more material, so unfortunately, in the meantime, we're kind of stuck because the material won't be here till Monday. It is now Thursday. It's been almost a week since that last clip. So we finally got more material, more oval for that, because we were just a little bit short. But then I got the oval and then realized I have no hanger. So the car has been stuck like that for like 4 days now on the lift with the stand under it while we're waiting for hangers. So I'm at least going to finish up this stinking exhaust. Let me show you where we're at with it really quick, to catch you guys up to speed, since it's been a few days and that last clip wasn't very descriptive. So obviously you guys watched me build the downpipe, do all that, and then we got to this section here where I made that angle cut, and then I was trying to get this piece here to come under there. So I did that now, but the issue is I didn't have enough material, so we got material in, and now I got that piece added in. But now the other issue is I don't have hangers, but the good news is I finally just got my hangers in the mail yesterday, so now I can go ahead and actually hang this section here, because I need the stand to make the muffler section, because the muffler is actually quite heavy. It's that vibrant one that's tucked over there in the corner. So we're going to do a slightly cocked muffler facing that way, which will be relatively easy because then I can almost straight shot it from this joint right here. But yeah, I need to be able to hang the exhaust. And you even can tell, like, I got a little contraption going on here with the clamps and everything because this thing likes to wobble a little bit. The oval exhaust is kind of heavy with the weight leaning more on this side. So I need to add the hanger exactly as the exhaust is sitting now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then once the hanger is on and the exhaust can hold itself, then I can just build this muffler section really quick. I think I got it set up pretty good. So we're looking pretty crooked out there, which is what he wanted. That drift angle. So got that held up. I do have to add one more hanger though back here somewhere. I think the hole is over there. I just used one pie cut, a 15-degree pie cut right there. Sorry for the lighting. And then yeah, the straight piece worked good. So it's slip jointed in there just a little bit. I just used the MIG welder to tack it up because this has to be like really good orientation. Like I couldn't move it. So yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go tack on one more hanger, find some place to hang it around the muffler. Probably two. It's a heavy muffler. But yeah, try and add one or two more hangers, and then I can drop this all down, weld it, and this thing's freaking done! But I did totally space it though. I still need to modify the dump tube just a little bit, because right now it's kind of facing right at the downpipe. He told me to just go to AutoZone, just get some cheap pipe, because that's all it is right now, and then just get it facing not on the downpipe, but easy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this thing out, and we'll show you when it's done so we can fire this thing up. Things looking pretty minty, so yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good. So I just added a couple inches of just normal AutoZone pipe right there to get the dump tube away from facing that. So yeah, we should be good there. Let's drop it all the way down. I got to change the clamp back to the actual V-bang clamp on top because I got my weld clamp on there, and then we can fire this thing up. He did mention the battery would probably end up dying after it sat here for a bit. So got the jump pack on it, letting it boost up. Hopefully it starts. I can't seem to win. My camera died, but I got the car started. So here's a cold idle. It's been started for about, I don't know, 10 seconds now. So listen. Alright, so got this thing put back outside. Let me tell you just how heavy that stupid Mustang is to push around. But the SR is sounding good, so no crazy leaks, no crazy smells. So the other thing I did notice is that this thing's running like super lean, and that you can hear it when I'm trying to blip the throttle. It wants to stall out, and it's been doing that every time I've had to move it. So I don't know if that's just a tuning issue he just needs to work out now that he's got the downpipe and everything made. But yeah, this thing is all good to go. Well, there you guys have it. 86 sounds freaking awesome. So again, camera died, so you know, just had to film those last few clips on the phone. But yeah, it turns out the charging problem on that car, because we were having trouble starting it. My jump pack wasn't wanting to do it. Alternator wasn't doing its job. Turns out he just had a wire that wasn't plumbed in. So we spent like 3 days figuring that out. So Yeah, anyways guys, thanks for hanging out with me on the channel. If you did enjoy that video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you've considered subscribing by now. And on the off chance you want to help support, I do have a P.O. box where you can send stuff to if you ever feel so inclined. And I also have a big cartel where you can find some of my metal products as I have them in stock, and my merch and such. So thanks again for spending a few minutes of your day with me, and we'll see you in the next one. So do what you love, forget about the rest. Have a good night. Peace.